The year is 2023. PBS Plus has just launched, bringing the world's streaming services to 4,387. How can anyone be expected to go through all this content? Fear not, loyal passengers. Captain Joe Shoes and his first mate Mez are here to travel through space and time to bring you the best nuggets pop culture has to offer. Strap in. It's time for the JoeMeZ podcast. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 380 of the JoeMeZ podcast. I'm Mez and my co-host as always is...
the magistrate of Caravan City. I am Captain Joe Shoes from the JoeMeZ podcast.
Yeah, you are. How you doing, buddy?
Fucking terrible. I mean, I don't even know how to answer that.
I know.
Not good. I'm a fucking mess. First off, thank you for getting something up as far as an episode last week, Gomez, because I just wasn't doing anything.
Of course.
2 weeks ago, I said I had to miss the ICW show, and it was because it was very apparent that my mom did not have long to go, and it was imperative that I change my plans and get to see her, which I am extraordinarily happy that I did because she passed away on Sunday, the 17th. So I got up there Friday, got to spend some time with her. She was already, close to the edge, could not communicate. I think, obviously the mind was still working. She recognized me. She knew it was me that was there, but she could not talk to me. And then like pretty much that was it. And normally Gomez and I record on a Monday, obviously 24 hours after my mom passed away. I was not exactly up for it. And a lot of ways I'm still not up for it. This is it sucks. It sucks. Everyone says, oh, so close to the holidays and all that. Listen, whether it's Christmas week or the middle of June, it doesn't matter, man. It fucking sucks. And it's going to continue to suck. I'm glad I got to have that last day or so with her. It just, and Gomez put up that interview that I did a few years ago with my mom, because back then we didn't think my mom had long at that point either. Yeah. And I wanted to have something to kind of hold on to just in case something happened where I had a genuine conversation with her. And my mom always hated when I would put stuff about her on the internet, social media. She fucking hated it. And she would fight me. Like, oh, don't put anything up because you always make me sound like I'm a fucking monster. But yet, whenever something would go up, for instance, we did a Mother's Day one year, and I was still doing Revolting Blob. I made her put on a Revolting Blob mask, and I had my mask on, and I said, happy Mother's Day from me and the Revolting Mom. And she was like, I this is so fucking stupid. I don't know why I'm doing this, blah, 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 blah. And then when it went up, and then all of a sudden, all her friends start clicking like and leaving comments. Oh, Annie, you're so funny. Oh, Annie. All of a sudden, she's like, I really am, aren't I? Like, this was my idea,
See?
And I'm like,
it's in the blood. It's in the blood.
Go fuck yourself. But it was always things like that. And when we did that, first off, it's actually a second take. The first take only went 3 minutes because my dad was in the room when we started filming it. And I told him, you can sit here, but you have to be quiet because I can't have you ruining the fucking sound. And it opens with me saying to my mom, how did we meet? And she popped so big for that question. But the problem is my fucking father popped so big for the question too, that he's fucking this billow of laughter echoing throughout this fucking house. And I was like, that's it. Get the fuck out. I told you had to be fucking quiet. And, oh, I didn't know I couldn't laugh. What do you mean? I told you gotta be fucking quiet. Like,
laughing doesn't count.
What do you think it fucking means? What do you think it means? So I fucking put him in the room. I locked the door. I literally locked my father in a bedroom so he could not ruin this interview. And she liked that a lot. Like we had like a real conversation. And I don't know if she had expectations for what it was going to be. I mean, I didn't really have expectations for really what it was going to be. I just knew I wanted to do some kind of video with my mom, and being able to revisit that, you know, and I say in the video, like, you always understand that one day your parents are going to die. And whether it happens right away or whether it's a drawn out process, doesn't really matter. You know, at the end of the day, a loss is a loss. So with my dad, you know, this is some year, right?
Shitty.
With my dad got sick when I was 9 or 10 years old. So I don't want to say I made my peace with it earlier, but it was just one of these things where for decades I had played through my head, what's it going to be like when my dad dies? Because I understand that this could happen, you know, 10 years old. Okay, I've been, you know, I've been to a wake, I've been to a funeral. I know what's it going to be like when my dad dies. So with my mom, though, they never, like I say, like a couple years ago when we did that interview, it seemed like we were getting to that point, but it still didn't kind of feel as real as it always did. It never felt as imminent as it always felt with my dad. So I called my parents every day. So I'd get out of work. Usually when I was in the car, I'd call, hey, what's going on? What'd you do today? Blah, blah, blah. When it got to the point that my dad couldn't get on the phone anymore, it was just like one day where call my mom, she'd pick up, and then she'd pass the phone over to my dad. And it was like, oh, you know, daddy's not really up to talk right now. And that was pretty much it. He wasn't up to talk on the phone ever again. And then the week leading up to this, my brother picked up my mom's phone one day and said, she's not really up to talking on the phone right now. He's like, and he told me, he's like, I think you should try getting here as soon as you can. And I did. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful my brother was there. Him and his girlfriend did like everything for both my parents. I wasn't there. I'm grateful that it wasn't a long, drawn out process. You know, she didn't spend years suffering to the extent that my dad did. So that's good. She loved Christmas. My mom loved Christmas. Bad, horrible Christmas music that she would want played all the time, especially during this. Like, she loved the holidays. I always hated Christmas. I hate decorating. I hate the whole thing. But like, I look around. We're recording, by the way, on Christmas Day. GODZILLA was able to occupy his daughter with new gifts.
She's good, bro. So he gets to next week.
And like, I don't decorate, so I have nothing. This is not. It's just another day to me, and I feel really bad today because I feel like I let her down. It sucks. What sucks is that when whenever I do something, like when your kid goes to school and does like something in art class and comes home and can't wait to show you.
So excited.
Because they want you to be proud of them.
Of course, yes.
I don't have that anymore. There's no one to be proud of me anymore. And that sucks.
That's not true, though. You know that.
But it's not the same. That's what sucks. With my dad passing away earlier this year, and my parents were married 42 years together before that, obviously. I just feel like my mom didn't want him to do Christmas alone. And that's why she made her getaway when she did. She missed him so bad. She had no idea what to do once he died. She had no idea how to spend her time, what to do with her life. So, at least if you believe in that stuff, and she did, I'm sure he was waiting there. And they got to spend Christmas together. So that's nice. I don't know what I believe. I don't believe in a lot. I'd like to think that much is true. I'm just really tired of people dying on me. It's a lot. And it sucks. A lot of people have died on me. And you develop ways to cope with it. You develop ways to try to ignore it. To try to get back to life as normally as possible. And then you'll sit there and out of nowhere, it'll just hit you. Like, I'm not going to see this person ever again. And it just stops you. Whatever you were thinking, whatever you were enjoying, whatever you were in the middle of, it just stops you dead in your tracks. And that's been me this whole week. I've woken up and I don't know what to do a lot of the times. I spent almost a full week without even leaving the house. Every meal, I didn't even go to the fucking mailbox. It's different, man. I don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore. I mean, I know what I'm supposed to do. That's stupid. I have plenty of things that I do. And plenty of things that I enjoy. Plenty of things I want to do. I just don't know if I feel like doing them anymore. And I certainly don't today. So for everyone that reached out, thank you. I do appreciate it. If you've tried calling me, I have not picked up the phone. I do not plan on doing that. I have not answered every message. Have not responded to many comments or anything like that. But thank you for the people who listen to this and allow me to do the things that I enjoy doing by supporting the show, supporting the stuff I do with the major guys. If you supported me from wrestling even before that or whatever, I appreciate that. It just is what it is, right? Like and I hate that phrase. I always hate "it is what it is" because if it is what it is, why don't you fucking change it? But this is one of those things that there's no changing. So, Merry Christmas to those who are still enjoying a little bit more than me. I hope you had a great day, GODZILLA. You and I spoke a little bit. I know you get to do your family thing. I know you guys will have a great time. I hope all our listeners get to do the same, get to spend time with the people you love, and take a moment and think about how lucky you are, because in the words of the great prophet Michael Scott, I wish someone would let you know that the good old days are the ones you're currently in. On a good note, GODZILLA streamed like every Christmas special ever created over on Twitch this week. And listen, I went to the movies a little bit. I watched some stuff. I don't have any fucking notes. I'm not gonna come here and give you some kind of in-depth fucking movie reviews. The Iron Claw is not as great as all you idiots think it is. Like a fucking enough. You guys are such fucking, oh my god, such fucking herbs. If you think that's a great movie, no, stop it.
It's got wrestling in it.
It's fine. Let's talk about this. So when I finally did get up to leave the house, decided I was going to go to the movies.
Excellent choice.
So I said, all right, fuck it. Let's go to the movies. I look at the times. I go, Wonka's playing. Okay, this should be a fucking non-offensive film. I just go sit in the fucking movie theater. At its heart, Wonka is a movie about a guy who is trying to make his mom proud. That way he can see her one more fucking time.
Oh no.
When he finally makes his chocolate, his mom will be there. And he's looking around waiting to see his mom. And I'm fucking destroyed on the inside.
Oh no.
I'm sitting in the fucking movie theater fucking teeming like a fucking monsoon. SpongeBob tears. Yeah, I always say SpongeBob tears. You know what SpongeBob tears are, GODZILLA?
That's a good one.
When SpongeBob would cry, it was like full fucking faucets coming, opening. That's me watching this fucking dumbass fucking Wonka movie.
Who knew? Fucking Wonka, unbelievable.
Of all the fucking things, like I go to see one movie. Oh, it's a Candyman. It's gonna be fun. It's not.
Unbelievable.
Wonka is actually a good movie. I'm surprised.
That's what I've been hearing.
I went in no expectations whatsoever. I'm just gonna go see this. Like, do I need a fucking Willy Wonka prequel? Not necessarily.
Origin story of Willy. What are we doing?
Like, I'm not sitting there with bated breath. Like this was like Wolverine Origins. You know what I mean? Which you should not see if you. There's a reason they didn't give us that at first.
No, they did not.
But the Willy Wonka movie is actually pretty fucking good. I think the cast is great. The songs are fun.
Yeah, it's a musical, right? Like it's like kind of a secret musical. Like they don't really promote it like that. But
it's a good movie. It's just that the theme, man, that fucking shit caught me with the oop-de-oop.
Damn, that's of course. My poor man's like, you know what? Today's the day. I'm gonna get up. Let's go.
Like I have that whole week, man. I did fucking nothing. Like I just from the bed to the couch, and I'd sit and I'd play on my phone. I watch different shit. So today's gonna be the day. Today's gonna be the one. Captain Joe Shoes is voyaging back into the world. Big mistake.
Teach you to do that.
Never leaving the fucking walls of this apartment ever again.
Oh, you're gonna skin-a-rink yourself?
Yes. Dad. But so I'm leaving Wonka, GODZILLA, and fucking puffy eyes. I look like shit. Thank God I never take these glasses off, even in the movies. And I say, you know what? I don't have to go home yet. Let's see what else is playing. And fucking Iron Claw is about to start in like 20 minutes. I go, oh, this is good. I've got the unlimited pass. Let's fucking grab a ticket to Iron Claw.
Beautiful.
I want to see this movie anyway. And it's a story, people are going to say, oh, it's a wrestling movie. It's a story about family that uses wrestling as the connector. I know the Von Erich story well. Obviously, when you see these types of movies, wrestling fans are going to run to it, but it's not made for wrestling fans. The same way we say the Marvel movies are not made for the people who read the comics. This has to be able to appeal to a very broad, a very big audience. And the reviews on this have been pretty great.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing all this stuff, for the couple days it's been out before I get to say, I'm like, oh, wow. Sounds like a fucking real good movie. Zac Efron is a real guy. He's it's not like they got some C-level celebrity like Mickey Rourke was in The Wrestler. Like, oh, we're going to take this guy off the scrap heap and try to make it like, and then what happened? What happened to Mickey Rourke? That lasted like 15 fucking minutes.
Iron Man 2, baby.
And he was the tattoo artist in The Expendables.
Oh yeah, that's right.
and remember, I think he punched Chris Jericho at WrestleMania or something.
Oh yes, there was oh boy, I try to forget that one.
Yeah. But like Zac Efron's a real guy. Jeremy Allen White is the chef
hot
guy.
Thing. Yeah, he's the hot new thing.
Now, I understand going into this movie, like I cannot look at it through the wrestling perspective, right? No. If you want to tell me that Jeremy Allen White is Kerry Von Erich, the Texas Tornado,
they got the bodies wrong, right? Like it should have been Zac Efron. He had the Kerry body.
I thought going in, Zac Efron was Kerry, because from all the pictures I saw, Zac Efron is fucking jacked to shit.
Hell yeah!
And boy. I see Jeremy Allen White is in good shape, but he's very lean, and that's how Kevin Von Erich always was. Kevin was always ripped, but he had a very lean, like wiry body. And then I'm like watching this movie and I'm going, wait a minute, what? Like, even like, once again, I know not to look at it through this lens, but I digress. This movie is fine. It is a perfectly acceptable time at the theaters. Should it win any awards? No. Are you wasting your time by going to see it? No. Like I said, it's fine, but it's a very disjointed story. It jumps from plot point to plot point with little to no explanation over and over repeatedly throughout this movie. Oh, and it's just like, oh, we have to continue to keep killing these people one by one. So how can we get there as quick as possible? It's like I said, I don't know where the love is coming from. And it's not just it's the level of love where people are coming out of there going, oh my God, this deserves Best Picture. Zac Efron should win Best Act. Like, it's not that kind of movie. It's not on that level at all. It shouldn't even be in the conversation. It's fine. It's a very mid-level movie.
But remember, a lot of things didn't come out, so there's not a lot of competition, right? Like, what are we comparing that to? So I think maybe in another year, we maybe, wouldn't be jumping over, trying to praise it like this.
But I think a lot of it too is with my ties to the wrestling community and the groups and stuff that I'm in, I'm seeing a lot more from wrestling fans where they're just coming out of there going, oh, this movie was amazing. And
they're just excited.
I don't know if they're people who don't go to a lot of movies.
That too. Yes, always.
Now we have new people who are showing up at the movies for the first time since COVID or something. Nothing's really struck them to entice them to get out and go see a movie like this, and they feel the need to support it, because I give wrestling fans that whenever something comes out, they do show up and support, which is obviously very appreciated by the people within the business. But as someone who I watch a decent amount of movies, like this is what I do.
You are. That's your shit, bro.
I'm the movie guy, very mid-level movie. I mean, I probably got a waiver between double and a half or triple main man somewhere in that area.
Wow. Okay.
It's fine. That's it. But everyone's getting hung up. There's one line at the end. Obviously, we all know the Von Erich story, so it's not a spoiler. Everybody dies.
What?
But there's a line at the end where Kevin Von Erich, Zac Efron, he's watching his two sons play, and they're just throwing the football around, and he starts crying. And the kids see him and they come over and they go, "Hey, Dad, what's wrong?" He goes, just remembering that I used to be a brother and now I'm not. But that's a line Kevin has said already. So, and he said it for years now in interviews, and it hits hard. It certainly does. It's a fucking really like take away your breath kind of line when you hear it for the first time. So if you're not familiar with that, I can understand how it's like a gut punch. But once again, I know the story, so I know the line, and it didn't have the kind of emotional impact on me that it must have had for a lot of other people.
I hope to. I'm off for a week, and I have movie plans. I'm gonna go see Godzilla this week. Finally, very excited. And I did want to see Iron Claw this week.
A lot of people talking up that Godzilla movie. It seems like
it's supposed to be legit. Yep, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for our friend to come into town, and he's here, and I'm gonna go find
it. I haven't looked at box office numbers. Do you know if it's performing well?
Yes, it was like number 2 for a while. Like, so the budget supposedly is around 15 million. Budgets are a lot different overseas, where they can overwork their workers, with stuff like that. So, everyone's going, "Oh my God, 15 million!" But it's like, yeah, but look at that CGI. That CGI work is not $15 million worth. Like they worked hard on that shit. So it's made like 40 million, 30 million. So like it's made quite a bit for a Godzilla movie. This is a Japanese Godzilla movie.
I was going to say,
very small.
Normally, when Godzilla movies come out, like we've had like 3-4 Godzilla movies in the past decade or so, with Kong, without Kong, whatever. But they're like major blockbusters. Yes. And I was going to ask, because I haven't really seen much in the way of promotion for this Godzilla. What is it, -1 or whatever?
-1, yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't seen much in the way of promotion, like, oh, get to the theater and see the monster Godzilla roar.
It's true though.
Roar.
It's not. It's just like kind of a thing. Like people are like, "Oh, there's a Godzilla movie out?"
Yeah.
And kind of just like slowly doing it. But no, I definitely did not see promotion. Supposedly it was only supposed to be out for 2 weeks, but because it was doing so good, it came out at the beginning of the month, and I'm still able to see it this week. Mm-hmm. It seems like this is the last week, probably. The show times are down to like 2-3 times a day. Yeah. So this is like the last weekend, probably, if you're interested. And I am interested to see it on the big screen.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's what the movies are made for.
That's what the movies are for. Exactly. If you're not running to see a Godzilla movie on the screen, what are you going to see then, bro?
Like, even, am I necessarily excited for fucking that? We talked about this. Remember Avatar? I couldn't give a fuck about Avatar. But it's about, this is what the movies are for.
Yes.
This is what we have the movies for. If you ever plan on sitting there and watching this movie, go do it the way you're supposed to do it.
100%. Yeah, baby.
I did see one other movie in theaters, Gomez.
I can't wait to hear
because after I watched a movie about a guy wishing to see his mom, and then after I watched another movie about the importance of family, I said, why stop now?
Let's keep it rolling, baby.
I haven't had my tear ducts removed yet. There's probably some more in there. So I went to see a new release.
Oh, baby.
And this is called AQUAMAN, the journey of the fucking crystal fucking underwater guy thing.
You could have told me any subtitle, bro, and I would have went, oh yeah, oh that's what it's called, bro.
So I watched 3 movies in theaters back to back to back, and I cried my eyes out at every single one of them.
I love it.
The AQUAMAN movie, however, Gomez,
was a different one.
Extracted these tears for a different reason.
Uh-oh.
This is one of the biggest piles of shit that has been released this year. This is fucking terrible.
the rumors have been horrendous. I had mentioned it last week that the embargo for reviews until release day. Could you imagine? That's how not one person had something good to say. They're like, lock them all up.
Jason Momoa, who we thought was great in Fast X.
Yes, he was.
He plays that character as Aquaman.
So Aquaman's lost his mind.
He's like the goofy, like jokey, whatever. And now, I remember thinking that the first Aquaman movie was okay. Like, I was
fun.
like, oh, this is pretty
fun. Good time. Yeah.
But I don't remember a fucking
thing it wasn't
beyond that.
No,
like
the brothers
it was
fighting.
fine to watch it at the time, but it wasn't memorable in any way that I would like take away and be like, oh, you know what? I can't wait to revisit that fucking Aquaman movie. Here he's got to go free his brother because he needs his help against a greater threat. So now it's about the importance of brothers working together, which is all my mom ever wanted in her life. And there's fucking Nicole Kidman saying, I love seeing you two motherfuckers work together and get on like chums.
Hysterical.
So at the end of the day, what did we learn here? Don't go to the fucking movies no matter what I say.
Oh man, I'm like, Joe, we should check out this movie next. Nope, not happening.
Gomez trying to get me to watch Slaughterhouse. Nope, I'm sure there's a mom in there somewhere.
Oh man, yeah, I want to see Aquaman, but I mean, do I really want to see Aquaman?
It is bad. Like, it's bad. Like, it doesn't just suck, it sucks.
So one of the things that I was interested in the movie is a lot of these sequels, they're just totally different, right? But this one seemed like a sequel. Like, it's playing off of the first one. The bad guy's back, right? Black Manta's back. So like, I was like, oh, that's cool that they're like continuing the story. I like that. Boy, it seems like nope.
Now, have you seen any of the reviews now that the embargo's lifted?
I hear like the worst thing ever committed to film, basically. Like, this is like atrocities.
It's pretty fucking bad. Like, I mean, it is really fucking bad. And what gets me is, as I'm sitting there watching this, fully engrossed in how bad what is before me actually is, and I sit there and go, you mean to tell me that they decided to let this movie come out in theaters, even though it has no future relevance to what will become the new DC movie universe?
Yes. This is the end.
This movie still got to come out in theaters, but the fucking John Cena and Wile E. Coyote movie had to stay on the shelf.
Yeah.
Batgirl still had.
That girl was the worst thing ever, apparently, compared. I don't understand.
How much worse were those movies?
I couldn't imagine.
This is the one that still got released. We didn't take the fucking loss on this. Was it just because they was so expensive? Like, you can't possibly write off whatever the $900 million or whatever this would have been as a budget.
So I didn't have time to show it. I showed up so much stuff on the stream, but I was thinking of showing that new Batman, that Merry Little Batman cartoon. That's one of the things that was shelved. They weren't gonna put that out at all, but then they started getting offers for us, so they decided, I guess we should make some money on this. So that was another thing that they made, that they were just gonna just toss to the side and never see the light of day.
So Aquaman, I just looked it up. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. That's what it's called.
Okay, Lost Kingdom. Okay.
Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, $205 million budget. And obviously that's before marketing.
That's a lot of money for Aquaman. Supposedly it had a lot of reshoots. That was always the rumors were, oh, they're reshooting it again. Oh, they're reshooting it again. Apparently they filmed like some Batman stuff, some Affleck Batman stuff that got cut out. Like, it's been a disaster, supposedly. Which is sad because it's James Wan, right? Like, it's like we're not expecting that from our boy here.
So right now, I'm just looking up what kind of money it made this first week. It says it generated $80 million internationally, which brings the global tally to a subdued 120. So you're telling me it only made $40 million? I
was gonna say it made like 30-something million, probably.
I am shocked it made that much.
Nothing to do, I guess, right? It's the holiday weekend, something to do.
You could go see Wonka.
That's been out for a little bit.
You go see Iron Claw. Iron Claw was new this week.
That just came out. Yeah, that was wide release. That's just see. The only thing is, Aquaman, the first one, made $1 billion. It was one of those, just like Miss Marvel, where it made $1 billion. So like, you have to release a sequel, right? You cannot just like, you got to do something. That's the only reason I could imagine they had to release this movie. And maybe to make Jason Momoa. You can't really piss off Jason Momoa, maybe.
Why not? Like, literally, why not?
Because, you know,
because at the end of the day, look,
he's kind of famous. Like, he's one of our famous movie stars.
But guess what? People go in and out of fame like a revolving fucking door. Mickey Rourke was famous, big time famous, gonna win a fucking Oscar for being a fucking professional wrestler. 2 years later, nobody gave a fuck. That's the way this works. You telling me I can't piss off? He's not Tom Cruise, who's got 40 years of fucking equity.
Yes. But they're probably thinking he could be the next Tom. You know how they're just money. We might need this some other time.
But that's what we did with Black Adam. We said, oh, we can't piss off The Rock.
We can't piss off The Rock. The Rock can do whatever he wants.
You know, and look what he's done. Look at what he's done.
Look what he's done. Made a movie that made more than Aquaman. Made a movie that made more than Miss Marvel. Like, this is crazy. Who knew? We were cracking jokes so much about the fucking Rock. And he's like, yeah, my movie wasn't so bad now, was it, son?
It was.
It was, Rock. It was.
I mean,
it was worse.
Legitimately, Black Adam, which is a terrible, terrible movie, is very comparable to this Aquaman movie, which is a very, very terrible movie.
That sucks. Was there an octopus playing drums? That's really all I care about.
I don't believe that there was an octopus playing drums.
Fuck this movie.
There were many octopi-looking things.
No. I specifically want the one playing drums.
But they were like ships, and the tentacles would like they were like underwater navigation submarines, and instead of having like jet,
was it the fucking Flintstones you were watching?
No, it's like actual mechanical thing. It wasn't like a real octopus. We don't just
that's what I thought. I thought they fucking strapped this squid onto the back of a ship and said, "Let's go, bro."
It's a submarine that looks like an octopus, and the tentacles spin around to give it the propulsion it needs. To zip through the water.
Well, this was the end of the DCEU, Joe. What are your final thoughts on this franchise?
So much fucking wasted money. There are people starving all over the world, and this is what we spent our fucking money on.
Bro, look at like I don't know how you could just look back on this and not go, what a fucking disaster. What a waste. 10 years of DC characters. Just, it's just unbelievable.
And now, listen, for years, superhero movies were like a joke, right? And we've watched so many of them. We watched, we had that Incredible Hulk TV series, which was popular on network TV in the fucking 70s. But superhero productions were kind of low budget. You weren't getting top level actors. They were B movies. Fucking Dolph Lundgren playing the Punisher, David Hasselhoff playing Nick Fury. Like, this is the kind of shit that we were expecting from superhero movies up until the 2000s. But maybe this is just what superhero movies always have been. And Marvel happened to catch lightning in a bottle and was able to hold it for much longer than they really should have been able to. Yeah. And maybe we'll never see any, and we probably won't. I mean, how many, because this has revamped the entire studio system, right? Everybody wants to make a universe now. Everybody wants entwinements within their movies. Everybody wants the IPs all being able to interact and have this cohesive storyline. But then what did they do? They strangled the fucking golden goose. They kept putting out movies of characters that people didn't have any fucking attachment to. And they got lucky with a couple. Guardians of the Galaxy. Imagine going into the studio and say, you know what we're going to do? The next one's going to be this fucking talking raccoon and a tree that just fucking grunts. That's what we're gonna make a movie about.
It's true. The fact that they took a chance on it, that's what, you know.
That's absurd. Exactly. And then it ended up working. Yep. At some point, not everything's a fucking bullseye.
But that's why it's like, well, it worked last time. Let's keep doing right. You do it till the wheels fall off. That's everything.
And it appears that the wheels have not only fallen off, but the car has drifted off a fucking cliff and burst into flames at the bottom.
Bro, it's in flames in the air. Before it even hit the floor, it's already in flames, bro. Yeah, that's what happens, right? We always talk about wrestling, right? WWE gets stale because there's no competition. They're just doing whatever the fuck they want because who doesn't matter? What are you gonna turn the channel? Good luck, bro.
Yeah.
Now, now there's some competition. Things are a little better, right? People loving WWE lately.
Hey, there's what, one more week in the year.
Yeah.
People seem to have really invested in this year of professional wrestling for good or bad. You have your people picking a side, fighting. I'm team WWE, I'm team AEW.
You have to pick a side.
Apparently nobody is team TNA, which checks out.
Yep.
But they have their style of wrestling that they like. There's been enough product out there to sustain fans, give them what they want or what they expect, or at least keep people interested. I mean, action figures still selling. You're getting all kinds of weird fucking people coming out with figures. The business is there. There's, like Matt Cardona says, and I hate fucking quoting him, there's money to be made out there in wrestling if you're willing to work for it. And people have been putting in that work. Now, I just read something recently that says AEW's on pace to lose, I don't know how many, $50 million, whatever the fuck it is.
Sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But Tony Khan has a lot of fucking money.
Yes.
So if you want to start a business at that level,
you're expected to lose money.
You're going to lose money.
The numbers are up and up. Yeah.
It's to do something on the scale that AEW does.
Yeah.
He's not running bingo halls like ECW and losing money. He's running major arenas. He's running stadiums. They're running pay-per-views. They're doing things to try to be on the scale as WWE, but WWE has 45 years of equity and brand recognition. It's the Disney of pro wrestling. Yeah, there's Six Flags. We may go to Six Flags, but if we can afford it, we're going to fucking Disney.
100%. 100%. I'll be going to Six Flags this week, Joe. AEW World's End pay-per-view. Ooh, baby.
They're running Six Flags?
No, I'm saying I'm going to I'm going to Disney. I'm going to Six Flags this week.
Well, you had to save up. You went on your Disney trip. Now it's time to slum for a while.
I can't afford another Disney trip. WrestleMania is not going to happen for a while. So I'm going to World's End at the Nassau Coliseum. I haven't been to the Coliseum in fucking, I can't even remember, bro. It's been forever.
The Coliseum was big for me as a kid because my parents hated going into the city. So whenever we wanted to do anything, it was always, and we, like you and I, we both grew up in Queens. Now, when people say, oh, but you live in New York, there's a big discrepancy between the New York, what people like. Everybody thinks Times Square. If I say to you New York, they think Times Square, Manhattan, the hustle and the bustle. We lived in fucking Queens, which is basically the suburbs of Manhattan.
That's 5 blocks of shit, bro.
Yeah.
Times Square. So there's a lot of other
so to go into the city, you either got to drive, which no one ever wants to drive into the city.
No, it's a pain in the ass.
Or you take public transportation, and my parents were not public transportation people. So if we were going to do anything, we had to go to the Nassau Coliseum. So when my dad would take me to wrestling as a kid, it was at the Coliseum. When the circus was in town, we would go to the Coliseum. If I wanted to go to a hockey game or something, like I never went to a Ranger game as a kid.
Yeah.
Every now and then I would go to an Islander game at the Coliseum. I never stepped foot in Madison Square Garden until I was 18 years old.
Crazy.
At Royal Rumble 2000. First time I'd ever gone to Madison Square Garden.
Wow, that's crazy, bro. Wow. I went to circuses. I went to WrestleMania 10 Revenge Tour. So I've been there a few times. Yes. It was fun. but wow, 18. Well, you were like, when you walked in, you were like, look at this piece of shit. This is the Madison Square Garden.
People talk about this all the time, right? Like, oh, the Mecca, the world's most famous arena. I walk in, I go, yeah. You know what's nice? The fucking Amalie Center in fucking Tampa.
The Garden is much nicer now. They've put money into it. The chase section and stuff. It is
but even
nicer.
And I've been there since they've done the renovations. I went to like a WWE holiday revenge tour a couple of years ago with some people, and I look at it and I go, and this is what I hate about modern arenas, modern sports complexes and stuff. It's the haves and the have-nots. It's very much, here's where the rich people sit, and here's where the plebeians sit. And I hate that there's that big a distinction. Like, we all talk about the moat at Yankee Stadium. For those of you who don't know, the new Yankee Stadium, which was built in 2009, they have what's called the moat. The Yankees certainly don't call it that because they don't want it to be called that, but that's how it's known. It's the moat. And it's this giant walkway, basically, this giant concourse in between the expensive seats and where the plebeians are able to sit or can afford to sit, because they don't want their high dollar customers having to associate with those lesser than. And that's what going to Madison Square Garden feels like.
I get that 100%. This fucking TVs in the seats and the 100 set, like, it's like a big difference once you start walking up them steps, bro. Whew.
Now, would I like to wrestle at Madison Square Garden? Sure. I never had that opportunity. But it would be, it wouldn't mean really that much to me outside of I got to wrestle at home, basically.
Sure. Yes. You wrestled at the big place to do it in your hometown.
Yeah. Like this would have been cool. Like, as a kid, like, oh, I got to, this was where they did WrestleMania, but it's not like it's on my bucket list, or it ever was on my bucket list. Like, one day I hope to wrestle at the Garden. Like, no, that was never like a thing for me. It is for other people. Like, and I'm like, I'm a mark for buildings. I'm a mark for, certain buildings too. Like, the first time I got to wrestle at the ECW arena, I was like, oh, this is pretty fucking cool.
That is very cool. Yes, that's a very cool memory to have.
But like, the Garden, no, doesn't do it for me. Give me that Amalie Arena. Give me that Tampa spot.
It's the hot spot, bro.
And then we go right.
Nice.
Oh, Amelie's very nice. Yeah.
But they keep up on it. Like, it's still.
Oh yeah. Well, the Tampa Bay Lightning is a very successful franchise. They got an owner he's a real estate guy who's put a lot of money into the surrounding area. So the stuff that's available to do, like, to walk outside the building and there's restaurants and bars, you got your food trucks. It's got a very nice area in Channelside. It's not new anymore, but it's, within the past 6-7 years or so that they built up. And I love Tampa. I'm a Tampa. Like, if you ask me where my hometown is, I spent the first 29 years of my life in New York, in Queens. If you say, where are you from? I'm going to tell you I'm from Tampa, Florida. That's my
unbelievable. Home. I'm ripping that Queens tattoo off your skin when I see you, you son of a bitch.
I have the Tampa tattoo right next to it.
You son of a bitch. Oh, yeah, exciting stuff. That's what I'm doing this weekend.
So, GODZILLA, it's Christmas. We got filled up on the Christmas spirit. You streamed for over 30 hours this weekend over at twitch.tv/MEZ Movie. All the Christmas holiday specials. We had a nice turnout, a lot of conversation going on in the chat.
A lot of engagement. It was great to see. Love to see that.
Pee-wee's Christmas special was a highlight for me. It was something I hadn't seen in years.
Oh, good. I'm happy.
Yes. And it was one of those things, watching it, where every time something would happen, I'd be like, oh, I remember this.
That's great. That's one of those great things. Yeah.
It's been literally decades since I've watched the Pee-wee Christmas special. And I want to say it was one of those things that we had taped off TV when I was a kid. So I had it on like a regular VHS and would watch it a bunch. So like the whole when he talks about getting an extra wish to John B. the Genie for Christmas, and Mecca Lecca High, Mecca Heiny Ho. I'm like, yeah, Mecca Lecca High, Mecca Ho Ho Ho. Let's fucking go. And what a cast of random ass celebrities.
The celebrities are something else, bro. Like even in like really, that's what we had. That was what we were turning out for celebrities, bro.
Like it's definitely one of those situations that it was just Paul Rubin sitting there and goes, you know who I like?
You know,
Annette Funicello and Frankie Apple. And I'm like watching it. I'm going, fuck yeah, Frankie and Annette. Let's go. Dinah Shore singing the fucking 90,000 Days of Christmas to herself.
90 Days of Christmas. Oh my God. Charo.
Charo was great. I popped so big when Charo came in. Big Charo
singing
fan.
A song. Oh my goodness. It's great. Yeah. Right before Pee-wee passed away, he released a full remastered version of the Pee-wee's Christmas special. It was awesome.
Very cool. So many things on there. We watched the new Urkel holiday special, the movie. Why? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm fine with them doing a new Urkel something. Why did this need to be a full-length feature?
I don't. So this was another thing. So apparently a couple years ago, they announced a Family Matters reboot that was supposed to be like on Max or something.
Okay.
And so they made this movie to go along with it. And then they were like, maybe we're not gonna do this Family Matters.
So this
reboot.
Was already done and just sitting around?
This is for like over a year. It's been just kind of sitting around.
So
you imagine?
Might as well release it.
Might as well release it. Yep. Once the merger happened, this was one of the things that got canceled.
Unbelievable.
It was supposed to air on Cartoon Network. And instead they put it on VOD. It's not even on Max, folks. You have to pay for this special. Like, this is like, what are we doing, guys? Who is paying $5 for an Urkel special? Come on. Get out of here.
I loved when you had played all the TGIF specials.
Yes.
I remember the step-by-step one. Once I was, it's so many of these things.
It's been a while, yeah.
It's been so long. The claymation Christmas special.
Yes. So good.
Now, for some reason, and you please correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like I remember that. Did I just think that was a California Raisins special, or was there a separate California Raisins Christmas special?
No, I just think because all we ever do is just the Rudolph. That's usually all that gets shown from it. I know it's so long, the Jewish dinosaurs, all the little music special with it's so like I watch it and go, wow, what? I don't remember this at all. Because
the California Raisins were
huge
for some reason, over as fuck back in the day.
Toys, everything, bro.
And I, in my head, have it that I remember a California Raisin special that I didn't necessarily like. And I'm wondering if this is the same thing or whether there was a separate special. But if I didn't like it, because I think this claymation thing is very fun. It's very fun for me now. I don't know how I would have liked it as a kid. But it's probably because I went into this as a kid thinking it was a full-on California Raisins thing and didn't really get a lot of California Raisins.
The California Raisins had their own show.
They
had their own kind of series every.
Okay.
I do remember that. And I just looked it up. It was 13 episodes. Let me see.
But that was animated, right?
Yes. So that's okay. Yes, there is. So they look 1988 claymation television special, Meet the Raisins. So they have this.
But that's this though, right?
No, this is something different.
This is okay.
They have their own kind of movie special thing. So maybe that's what you're thinking of.
Okay, maybe it's that. I feel
but it's not Christmas though.
No, I'm definitely thinking of a Christmas special.
It's just a regular, like kind of like a making of the band, like kind of that kind of.
Oh no, that's not it. So this must be what I'm thinking of then. And I probably was expecting it to be a California Raisins thing, and instead, they just kind of do a cameo.
Probably, yes. And like I said, I don't remember anything else about that special, but that one thing is something that gets clipped up and shown and played, all my life. I feel.
And I'll be honest, that they're
Rudolph.
the California like these are fucking real people. I'm saying this, the California Raisins version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is a pretty fucking legit version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
So I think that's what it is. It's just that's become so iconic that we just assume it's just a California Raisin thing.
But the Boy Meets World special episode, the Step by Step. The Family Matters one, I remember like night and day. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, I fucking remember this shit." Like, here we go,
bro. I had to ask the group chat if Urkel was this horny because Lady Urkel was just like full on. Like, I was like, "Damn, girl, tone it down." This poor kid is like, what
Urkel wanted to fuck.
Damn, I didn't realize it was like that. Damn, Urkel.
And remember I don't know if it was the later seasons or the mid seasons. That show did hang around for a while. It had quite a run. But there was like a really hot girl who was into nerdy Steve Urkel. Yes. And she was super horny for him too. But like he kept pushing that back because he was all on that Laura Winslow shit.
Oh man, I haven't watched that show forever. I don't remember it being so horny. Now I'm very interested.
So horny.
See. Oh man. Oh, the best thing is all those specials, all those shows, they have so many specials. I could do this for years and years and years to come, and I have so many to choose from. Like they did like almost every year. They were churning out a Christmas special. Yeah. I love that shit. They don't do that no more. You get once in a while.
So even in my misery this week, I've been just playing Brooklyn Nine-Nine a lot. I was like, oh, you know what? I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Let's just go back and watch. And I just been playing it, and it's like I'm hitting a different, a Halloween episode every year, a Christmas episode every year, and I'm like, cool.
That's great. So I love
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Great show.
The best. Wonderful show. My goodness. Well, I'm glad everyone had a good time on the Twitch stream. You guys mentioned you wanted it, so I put it together, and you guys showed up. You watched it. You didn't just sit there quietly. You got in the chat. You talking to each other, talking to us. So it was real good. Let's make it a holiday tradition. I'll do it again next year, folks. We'll do it. Let's go. There's a fun way to spend Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve. It was good. And
it worked out well this year because of the placement, right? Because we had the weekend.
The Saturday. Yep.
That's really, I think, what did it. It would be very, very difficult to do it on the 23rd when it's a fucking Monday.
Yes, 100%. Next year it's on a Sunday, right? So it's a leap year. I think it's a leap year, so we might move up.
I'm not the Colossus of calendars.
Oh no, you are not. Oh, Joe. Look at this. We did like a full-length episode here. I didn't think we would do that.
Someone will fucking complain. Probably Eddie Bowman. Be like, oh, it's too short.
Oh my god. Let's wrap it up like we know how, Joe.
Sure, let's hit some fucking music.
Let's go. Now time for the big finish. All right, folks. It's big finish time. Let's spin this wheel.
That looks.
Oh, it was close. What? This is a good one, Joe. Today's big finish: action movie stars that we would want to save us in a real life disaster. Who's coming to rescue us if the shit is going down, Joe? Here we go.
There's only one answer, because this man has promised that he can already do it, right? Like, didn't he say he could have stopped 9/11 or something? Mark Wahlberg, where you at? Come on down.
I mean, that is the right answer. When you say you can stop 9/11, I'm trusting you with my life,
Save me from everything, Mark Wahlberg.
That's it. You got it, sir. Anytime I'm in trouble, I'm calling you.
I don't have a 2 or a 3. I'm stopping right there. Let him call his team. I assume he's got a team for this shit, or he just knows what to do. So I'll let him handle it from there. Mark Wahlberg.
It's a great answer. I mean, I cannot. You broke the game, Joe.
Like what am I? Liam Neeson? I don't know. When he was Qui-Gon, he didn't make it out. So what the fuck?
Arnold Schwarzenegger is very old now.
Very old.
We can't rely on Grandpa Schwarzenegger to save us. And all these young guys, what are we doing? They got no. Jason Statham, right? I guess that's the only one.
We got to call Jeremy Allen White with his fucking 120-pound Texas tornado body.
I'm definitely not calling Star-Lord. Chris Pratt? No. He'll probably take us to church right after.
Can we have a Chris Pratt conversation quick?
Let's go. What happened?
Because this game is over. It's Mark Wahlberg. Finally.
It's Mark Wahlberg. What is it?
The trailer for this Garfield movie came out.
The fuck is going on, guys? What are we doing?
Now, I had no problem with Pratt's voice as Mario. I'm like, this is fucking fine. He sounds jolly and happy. Great. Now, originally, I forget what the guy's name who was like the voice of Garfield.
Yeah.
But he also did the voice of Peter Venkman in the real Ghostbusters cartoon.
Yes.
Which is ironic because the inspiration for the animated Peter Venkman was a real life Peter Venkman named Bill Murray, who ends up doing the voice of Garfield in those movies from way back when. So there's a nice little bit of symmetry there, right?
Sure.
But even then, Bill Murray tries to do a Garfield voice a little bit. He's like that docile, monotone, whatever. Chris Pratt just doing fucking Chris Pratt.
Like not even like,
hey, I'm Chris Garfield, Pratt. Motherfuckers. Lasagna, Mondays,
What the fuck is happening? At least do some voice acting, bro. Like, that's all we want. Like, when we want celebrities to just put on a little voice, squeak it a little bit. Not, hey, I'm in a pit and my name is Garfield. Like,
there are hundreds of very qualified voice actors out there who could do some kind of Garfield voice, right? Like, someone has to be able to do a Garfield voice. Maybe it's me. Maybe I could. Monday. Look, I'm fucking better than Chris Pratt. I didn't even fucking try. I didn't even fucking prep this golden, luscious, velvety fucking voice of mine. Chris Pratt, what the fuck? Who booked this shit?
The rumor is because Chris Pratt is anti-vax and he refuses to do it. So he's been relegated to some voice work
because he doesn't want to. He's not allowed to be on set.
So he's not allowed to be on set.
Yeah.
And if you think, when's the last time you saw a Chris Pratt human movie? It's been a while, hasn't it, folks?
Well, Guardians, but when was that filmed?
That was filmed a while ago. Yes. So I don't know. Let's see. It's a good rumor. I love rumors. Rumors and innuendo. It's good.
You know who loves rumors, or who's tired of rumors? I should say.
Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan.
It's a great song, bro.
Mean Girls 2 or Mean Girls: The Next Generation, whatever, coming out in a couple weeks. GODZILLA, you hyped?
Yes, I have it penciled in. That would be our first movie of the year that we trek out to the movies.
2024 already sucks,
bro. How are you not excited to see a Mean Girls musical?
It's one of those things where I'm just like, the original is one of those things that kind of came out of nowhere, captured.
Sure, you weren't expecting it, yeah. Lightning in a bottle.
It's just like let's leave it alone.
I at least like, if we're gonna do something, give us the musical. But don't give us just a straight up Mean Girls reboot. Yeah. Like, we don't need that. At least this is something different. Let's see, bro.
Thank you guys for listening to the JoeMeZ podcast, and once again, thank you everyone who has reached out in any form or fashion. Obviously, this has not been the greatest of weeks for me, and I do see your messages, whether I have responded or not. I do see them. I do appreciate them. Thank you guys for continuing to listen to this. Do we even have another episode coming out before the end of the year, Gomez, or is this it?
Oh, I think this is it, right? Because I think the next episode would drop on it would drop in the new year.
Oh, okay. So here's the year-end episode. This was a this was a fucking hell of it.
I figured we'll do that next week. We'll talk about our favorite things, entertainment wise, to end the year, start the new year. Before we get
here you go. We fucking did it. Another year, a whole year on YouTube. So thank you guys for checking out YouTube, youtube.com/@JoeMeZ everywhere on social media @JoeMeZ. You can follow all my stuff at the Joe Shoes. What do I have going on? Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, January 7th.
That's right. Yes.
Orlando, Florida. Get your tickets. They're still available, I believe. I kind of been at arm's reach from everything, so I don't really know what's there. But
we'll figure it out next week.
I'll be in Ohio at the beginning of February for Toy-Hio, so that gives me something to look forward to. Thanks again, everyone. I do really appreciate everyone, so thank you.
Yes, the GODZILLA 154 Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff. The Twitch stream, Mez Movie, baby. Twitch.tv/Mez Movie. Give me a follow. You never know. You know, we won't have another marathon, right? I guess probably till wrestling time. We do it about 3-4 times a year. I think wrestling would be the next time we get on and do a long form thing. But hey, I pop on the weekends and watch stuff. Maybe, Santa brought me RoboCop for Xbox. Maybe I'll have to live stream some RoboCop killings, bro. This game is bananas. This shit is crazy, bro. It is fun.
So that's it for 2023, Gomez. On to 2024. And you know what they say? Let's make like Tom and cruise.
Peace. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, everybody.
Whatever the fuck we're doing.